David Grove.
Yep.
Thank you. Austerity in the private sector.
That's right. Can you hear me without this?
No.
What? Okay. Well, we're a very small group, which I suppose reflects the fact that there are fewer private sector workers in trade unions, which was one of the problems that we identified. Of course, it's not the job of the People's Assembly to organise workers in the private sector, but the People's Assembly, if it can make its mark generally, can certainly help to convince workers in the private sector that they ought to be organised. Our group also talked about the need to work towards a general strike, a strike which involves everybody, public and private sector. We recognise that it's only realistic to call for such a strike, it's only realistic to name the date when people are prepared to take that sort of action. And we're a long way from that at the moment. And of course, this is the big challenge facing the People's Assembly movement. We know that there are people out there who would support everything we say, but they're not aware of what we're saying. They're not accustomed to taking action. They don't know what sort of action to take. We discussed the need, as Ian had emphasised in his talk earlier, to wage the battle of ideas, to get across the simple messages about, well, what welfare means. How welfare is the sign of a civilised society. It's all of us getting together to making sure that nobody lives in poverty. These sort of very simple messages which are being lost in the tremendous efforts by the media to divide one section of the people from another. Okay, but where do we do these things? And particularly, what do we do to bring our message to the notice of more people who wouldn't otherwise see it? Now, we were supposed to talk about November the 5th. I don't know to what extent that. We're going to do it. Good, because the suggestion was made by one member of our group that in Leicester, a possible focus for action on November the 5th might be the campaign against G4S and its security work in the schools in this area, which of course could also be linked up with its work in Palestine, which is about very strong feelings among many people. So that is a concrete suggestion which came out of. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Thank you very much to all the groups.